All right, we should be live. First time in a long time. We're back. All right, we're on a different setup today. We're just using a normal webcam and a microphone. No elaborate camera setup. Let me just make sure everything's working. And I will go to my live tab. All right, looks like we are live over here. Awesome. Setup today. All right, we've got audio. We are good to go. So welcome, folks. If you're watching from wherever, let us know. I'll be able to put everybody's comments on screen. We'll check guitars, amps, pedals, effects, whatever, coming right up. So thank you for watching. Hey, Jamal's first one in. How are you, man? Hope you're doing well. I've just set this back up. I know it's not as good as the normal live stream quality right now, but we'll get back to that coming right up. I just need to say, here we go. Here's the comments. All right, just bear with me one sec. It's the first time I've used this since I've changed computers. All right, here we go. So there's John. Welcome, mate. Actually, I think John might have been in the first one. Oh, no, Jamal. Yeah, awesome. Hope you're doing well, mate. That's awesome. Thanks for joining in. We got Marsh and Murray here as well. Awesome. And Dewey from Pennsylvania. Let us know if the audio is okay. I know the camera quality won't look quite as good as normal, but yeah, we're working with what we got today. All right. So I've been finally getting back into producing a whole bunch of videos. It's been a busy few weeks. It's been great. So you're going to see a whole lot of different things coming up and some really cool things as well. So if you haven't already enjoyed some of the latest videos, there's definitely more on the way. So probably one every 3 days or so in terms of the big videos. And then we're doing like a bunch of those short videos out of that as well. So welcome everybody. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Martian. Audio is good. I'm using a USB mic and a webcam for the first time in a long time. So yeah, the whole other setup is great, but it requires a lot of fiddling around. So I've just kind of got this makeshift live streaming setup working for now. If this works, this will probably do. It doesn't really make much difference at the end of the day, as long as the audio is good. All right. Andrew says, hey bud, just got my Blues Deluxe 2 days ago and trying to tame the volume. It's a loud amp. Absolutely. Some people make a volume modification control. You know, they'll modify the volume control on that amp to give it a better taper. You can work with it though, so just experiment around. You might find a different way of knocking it down a little bit, but the clean tones on that thing are so good. I'm just laughing at another comment here. So yeah, I hope you like the amp, man. I love mine. I put a Eminence Swamp thing in mine, and it's a great match for that amp too. It really is cool. But definitely the volume taper isn't. A lot of Fender amps are like that, like the Blues Deluxe, the Hot Rod Deluxe, the DeVille. There's a whole lot of different amps from Fender that are just they get loud quick, and then they don't really go too far past that. Now you can buy like a little, you can even make a little volume control box that sits on the effects loop of the amp, so that acts as a master volume. You can keep that down, turn the amp up a little more. That's a a $10 way of getting around that also. It looks a little darker than usual. Yeah, I'm not using the pro cameras or I don't have all the lights on either. So it's just a quick live stream. It's been so long. I just thought I'll slap this together tonight and we'll go live. Nothing like watching a live stream sitting in is that a dicing truck? Is that how you say that? I don't know exactly what that means, but good stuff, mate. Thank you. All right. Hey, Andrew, welcome, mate. And we've got, he says, 100% is a cool Eminence in it. Oh, awesome. Yeah, sometimes the Fender Eminence speakers, they're not quite the same as like the proper, I'm not saying that one isn't, by the way, but you can get these, the range of Patriot speakers from Eminence are my favorite. I got the Texas Heat in my Peavey Bandit, a Texas Heat in my Marshall, and the Swamp Thing in my Blues Deluxe. And yeah, it's a great choice. The Texas Heat's great for amps that need a little less treble, and the Swamp Thing's great for those amps that you want to sort of keep the Fender tone. That's kind of how I look at it. We lefties, we used to rubbish volume tapers. Absolutely. You know, those last Fender guitars I reviewed, quite surprised how good the volume taper was on them. I'm not used to that. On mine, I have to turn it almost all the way off before it really does anything. So it was pretty cool to see some lefties with proper volume tapers for a change. Oh, de-icing. Gotcha. Sorry, I'm a bit dense. I forget. It's obviously not summer everywhere. All right, got the Artist STM-VG Strat in Seafoam Green that reviewed. Got a great guitar. Oh, awesome, mate. Well done. Yeah, that thing's great. Well done. Those Artist guitars are super cool. You know, I've got two friends who have bought the what was it called? It's the one with the dual humbuckers. It's got like the Paisley, the Skylar. They both love it. My friend Mark, and another mate of mine, Carl. So yeah, they're both playing those. One got one in like Fiesta Red, and my other mate got one in like a green. They're great. Those pickups kill, and those Strats are so good. Like, well done. Riff, hey, thanks for joining in, man. Good to see you. Yeah, I haven't been doing them as much lately, and I'll be back at them probably starting now. I just wanted to. Lots been going on over the last few weeks, but yeah, I'm back. So yeah, I've just had to catch up on all the backlog of stuff, and we'll be in business. So thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I'll try and live stream a little more moving forward. It has been ages. I think it's been probably over 3 months. If I had to guess, it's probably early December last live stream potentially. John says, they're awesome. I play mine all the time. I got one. I bought the one that Shane returned to them. Best deck ever. Yeah, those necks are great. I'm glad you got that one, mate. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. I should have mentioned that before. I did know that. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, great budget guitars. Like, you know, there's even the one I think is a little too heavy is still a good guitar. That TC59, I think it is. It's awesome, but it weighs a ton. But it's a great sounding guitar. And that's the thing now, like, a lot of companies aren't making junk because, you know, online exists. There's nowhere to hide anymore. So they have to make better stuff. All right. Any thoughts on the best value Telecaster? Thinking of Player 2 or Classic Vibe. You know, if you can budget stretches to the Player 2, get that over the Classic Vibe. That would be my suggestion. I think it's now a better guitar. Back in the day when the Classic Vibes first came out, there wasn't as much like around that price point that was, you know, that was even like there just wasn't as much around that particular price point. So I would say right now though, the Player 2 is probably the better choice. The next better. The pickups are about the same, but the switch quality is better and the rolled fretboard edges, all that kind of stuff. The Classic Vibes are still really solid, and if you've got one of those, probably no reason to upgrade necessarily, but yeah, if I was buying one or the other, I'd buy the Fender Player 2. You know, I was pretty underwhelmed with them when they came out. I was like, more Fender Player guitars are basically the same thing as the one before, but there's some slight differences if you don't have one. As I said in my video, that would be the one to buy. So yeah, check it out. And if you want, you know, you can go less expensive than that in other brands. No questions about it. But if you're looking at one of those two, the Fender would be my choice. If you can also play them too, give them a shot. If you're just buying online, just make sure you can do a return if you're not happy or whatever. That would be my other suggestion. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I was just thinking about that. The weight thing is sometimes hard to recommend. Look, the PRS Silver Sky is good. The SE, it doesn't feel as good as the Fender, or visually it doesn't maybe look as nice as the Fender, but it plays really great. Those pickups are awesome. If that's within your budget, check that out. I'd much prefer one of those now over a Classic Vibe, at least the ones that I've played. Everyone will probably have different opinion on that, but I think they're really good. And the only other, what's another one that I'd recommend? Maybe like a Yamaha. There's a Yamaha I reviewed a little while back. It was great. I'll see if I can link it down below. I can't remember the model number off the top of my head, but they make really. Oh no, it was an Ibanez. Sorry, was an Ibanez. It's like a Strat. Anyway, it's on the channel. You can check it out. All right, we've got Mark Guitar here, mate. Welcome back. Hey, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been so long. I had such a backlog of stuff to get through, and I'm now on the basically finished. I'm back to being pretty much squared out on this channel. I think there's like a couple of things on their way, but otherwise I'm caught up finally. So I've got videos scheduled through for the next couple of weeks, which is awesome. All right, thanks for joining in. Go second hand for a decent tally in the UK. Yeah, well that's great. If you can buy something used, you'll save a fortune, man. And I think people are letting stuff go pretty cheap at the moment too. So yeah, the world needs more live gigs, mate. I tell you what, they do, and it also needs people that want to go to live gigs. I think there's been a drop off on that as well. I totally agree. Andrew says, have a Texas heat in my Bandit. Got a CD 120 Markley with an EVM 12. Awesome stuff. And I just got a Fender. James out with my Les Paul last night. Awesome stuff, man. That's great. Well done. Yeah, you gotta love the Texas heat and the Bandit. I actually recorded a video yesterday using the Bandit in the studio. It's like, man, this amp is so good. Super cool. John says, I have a 50s classic vibe Strat, nearly identical to the 1990s made in Japan Fender. Not much difference between the two. Yeah, you're right. There isn't much difference. It's just that I think, like, you know, if I was to recommend one now, if for someone who doesn't have anything, then I'd probably still recommend the new player guitars, or even an old one, one that's a few years old. They're still great guitars. But I gig with the classic vibe stuff, right? So there's nothing wrong with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with those whatsoever. It comes down to here and here at the end of the day. So, all right. I've noticed looking at the live chat versus my chat on this program that it's slightly different. So if I miss your question, add in the Blues Me and I'll see it pop up. I'm sure of it. I've got both chats open. All right. We've got Mark Guitar says life happens. Yeah, that's it. All right. Eric says, glad to catch you again, live again. It's a chilly 7 below zero here in upstate New York, which means it's even colder than it would be here. That's crazy. That's crazy. Tomorrow, I think here is going to be 30 Celsius, which is like high 80s. So it's going to be pretty nice here tomorrow. It was hot for a while here too. It was great. Got a little tan, and it's almost gone already. Right. Thanks for joining in too, mate. Used to play audiences in the 70s, which if 5 attended, it was successful. Well, it sounds like not much has changed then. That's pretty much like, you know, what's going on with gigs now, with the exception of a couple of like festival gigs, or I think bands are starting to realize the more they play, the less people show up. So that, you know, unless you're doing like a wedding band kind of thing, right, where it doesn't matter, you're there at an event, that's different. But if you're you know, doing the band gigging thing, you know, 3 to 6 gigs a year, you'll pull a good crowd, and the rest, nothing. Unless you're like a pretty big name. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough scene everywhere, I think. Jamal says, wondering if you could get your hands on either the Marshall 1974 or 62 amp. I really haven't seen any decent reviews of these amps. Hey, that's interesting. Let me have a look, man. Are they like reissues, I take it, right? Because are they the Bluesbreakers? Is that what that is? Yeah, I think I can get these, man. Let me see what I can do. I've started borrowing stuff from Sky Music again, because I prefer that, to be honest. It's good fun. I get to test the stuff I want to try. So I'll put that on the list. If they've got one in the shop, I'll see what I can do. The Bluesbreakers are killer. The 72, I'm not too sure which. Was that a 74? Let me just double check that one. 1974. Oh, the hand wide ones. All right, I'll see what I can do. The 18 watt or Hand wide combo. Looks good. All right. No worries. If they've got them and I can lift them, I'll bring them back. All right. A friend of mine just bought a Player Plus Strat. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, those Player Plus Strats are great. A friend of mine, a little while back, he wanted to buy a Strat and he ended up with one of those. This was about a year ago now. So I'm not sure if did they upgrade those current models as well. I'm not too sure. But anyway, he ended up buying I think he bought a Tally from the same series too. So the noiseless pickups and all that. It's great. All right, Eddie, welcome, mate. How to go with the Origin Deluxe 55? I have not. Let's have a look. Deluxe 55. Oh no, I haven't tried that. I've done a few videos for these guys in the past, but it's pretty rare. Like it's like maybe one a year or something like that. I might reach out and see if they're maybe interested in doing that, because that actually looks really cool. So for those who don't know what this is, it's a all analog tribute to the legendary Fender 5E3 Tweed Deluxe from 55. I mean, Origin Effects make some of the best stuff. It's expensive, but they're pretty cool. So yeah, awesome. I'll look into it, mate. Thank you. All right. Where are we? Mark says small festivals in the UK, good in the UK venues, are few and far between. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like probably actually we've still got quite a few venues here. I'm just wondering, like I haven't really been like gigging around as much as I used to. I just basically do the odd festival gig now, like a community one and a couple of jam nights, and that's it. But yeah, there's still venues, but it's not the sort of, at least with blues, it's like near impossible to kind of make a living doing that. You're playing for fun. So that's kind of how we do it now. And I think there's still a lot of venues that do live music, but it's still as hard as ever to, it's almost a full-time job organizing people, doing all that kind of stuff. So you've got to kind of get right into it if you want to do it right. And then you start getting into the sort of next level of the bookings and all that. But yeah, as a part-timer these days, it's sometimes a bit hard to, make the effort to want to book too much, or as much as I used to anyway. There's no way I can do that anymore. Sort of prioritizing other stuff. I love playing live, but I like it when it's easy. I don't want to have to put in, a whole lot of work just for a $50 gig on a Saturday night. All right, we've got Improv Guitar Jams. Welcome, mate. Thank you for joining in. There's your Bill and Ted's. Very nice. Yeah, if you just joined, folks, this isn't my normal live streaming setup. Obviously, it looks probably pretty bad, but hopefully the audio is sounding okay and all that kind of stuff. I'll get it sorted out coming up. Who else we got here? All right, sorry if I missed any questions. Just feel free to add in the Blues Me. The new VS Audio Royal Flush, will you be demoing it? I absolutely will be. I believe it's on the way. So, yeah, I can't wait to check it out. I saw some pictures and stuff of it, and it looks great. I was the first one to review their pedals anywhere. I love, and you know what? Since I did that review of that Royal Flush, I'm still using it. All these years later, it's still on my pedal board. I've not replaced it ever. It's the best. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. It's the most usable dual channel pedal in terms of just straight up overdrive that I've ever used. I love it. I must have had it on there 6 years, maybe longer. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. I haven't seen it yet. When it should be hopefully here pretty soon. Guitar Groove says, being talked up as such great value, being across the now seems to all be all Japanese, the rage. People have been saying that for years, and no offense, but like if you go back to type in Tokai guitars or Tokai in the blues, I've been saying that for a long time. Like my made in Japan guitars are some of my best, and same with Vola and all of the sort of like modern brands as well. There's a lot of great stuff coming out of Japan. Always has been. I know it's a bit hard to get certain brands in certain parts of the world and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, the Tokai stuff is awesome. John says, he's talking to Mark there. He says, went to a beer festival, some good bands, Red Giant and beer. Very cool, mate. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, I wanted to just also say thank you for everybody's patience. I had a few weeks off in January, and it kind of got a little bit extended out. So we're back in business now, which is good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully bringing you guys some different stuff, hopefully mid-year or something like that onwards. I got some good plans. I'm going to have to probably pack this place up and move pretty soon. I was going to be at the start of next month, but it's gone back a couple of weeks. Hey, thank you, Pork Chop. I just saw that, mate. Thanks. And yeah, that's kind of why. So we've just sort of pushed things back a couple of weeks, and we'll end up hopefully finding a place to move pretty soon. So should all be good. Thanks, mate. All right. Pork Chop says, what delay pedal are you rocking these days? So I kind of cycle between a few of them. My kind of main, I got a couple that I use all the time. I've got the Tile delay pedal from, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's like Talus Audio Works or something like that. Anyway, they make great stuff. So that's one of my main ones. I've got the Jux or Jax delay pedal. It's called the Prisoner. They're kind of like the two analog delays that I'll use. One's kind of tape delay as well, if you want it to be. But yeah, those two are killer. And then if I want one with tap tempo, well, up until recently, I'd been using the Crazy Tube Circuits Tile delay, which is still a killer pedal. But I'm actually really loving that Game Changer audio one, which I know isn't cheap in terms of, options available out there. But that thing is so good. I'm actually considering just using it without any of the patch cabling stuff and just giving that a go, because that thing sounds unreal, and it's a 3-in-1, so I can switch it over to analog, tape, or digital delay, and it's stereo too, which is crazy. So yeah, anyway, my main two in terms of the ones I've been using the most lately, the Prisoner and the Tile, they're the two that I really like the most. I kept them for a long time, those ones, and they're still going strong. You know what? Let me see if I can actually find my pedal board. It might actually be in here. One sec. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, I thought, why not? We'll dig it out and have a look. It's been abandoned in the cupboard for the last couple of months. I haven't been doing much live playing. So here's my pedal board as of right now. I got my Boss tuner. The Vibler is from VS Audio. It's a modulation pedal. I've got the Shelly Pony Boy, which is basically a Klon, except it's got this two toggle switch thing where I can't really hear a huge difference with it. Royal Flush, still, all these years later. And that's the Tile delay pedal that I was just talking about here. So, yeah, I got it set to analog and it's great. Now, occasionally I'll switch out the Klon. I like to sort of cycle through different overdrives. But the Royal Flush always stays. So occasionally I'll switch this out to any number of similar pedals to this, and maybe a boost or whatever, but the rest, these three always stay the same. And then if I want digital delay, I'll switch this out. But that's my main board, and I've had this on here forever. It's great. So yeah, I actually have a smaller pedal board as well, one that I just take to the jams, which is basically another Royal Flush, a secondary style Klon, and a different delay, and that's it. But basically the same stuff. I go for consistency. I like to know exactly what's going to happen when I click something on. So that is the actual pedal board. That's it. That's my main one. And I've also got a wah pedal, the GCB 95F, or the Jam pedals, Wachiko, I think it's called. I need to give the Royal Flush a try. I've tried a few of them. Currently have a Coliseum. The Coliseums are good. I think that guy from is it what's his name? Emilio, I think. He makes some great stuff. Rick bought a few of his pedals, actually. The ones that we showcased, Rick bought. So that was cool. But the Royal Flush, I haven't come across anything as musical as that. It works with everything. And I always think, like, if you want a different flavor of a boost, you can add that to your board. So I've got like a dual overdrive that can give me low gain or high gain or both, which is killer. But then I can add a Klon to it. I sometimes find, like, if a pedal, a lot of the 2-in-1s that have a Klon are a bit hit and miss. I'm not saying that one is, by the way, either, because he makes awesome stuff. But I've had better luck with dual overdrive pedals where they sound kind of similar, or there might just be two separate effects, like a distortion and an overdrive, or a clean boost and an overdrive. That, to me, works really well a lot of the time. But yeah, man, there's so many pedals out there. I'm actually bringing back the less expensive pedal demos at some point too. I've decided that it's probably a good idea to keep those moving. I'm just gonna have a quick drink. Not keep them moving, bring them back. I was thinking about having a drink. I lost my train of thought here. All right, still using the Royal Flush. I could get on the hype trains and say, oh yeah, I'm switching my board out every week, or, you know, it's just not the case. If you play live, you find stuff that works, and that's it. It's that easy for me to make a decision. I haven't found anything I like better than the Royal Flush, and everything I've tried is a good complement to it, but it never replaces it. Hey, how are you, man? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. Have you played with the light no, I haven't tried their reverb pedal. I'm looking forward to. Well, I don't have it with me, but I've got their chorus pedal, which I haven't plugged in yet, but that'll be the next one of theirs coming up in a couple of weeks. I need to sort of get my head around it before I review it. It's not something that you can just sort of plug in. But now that I understand the delay, I'm looking forward to really giving it a shot. I might actually combine them in a video and see kind of what I can get out of it. Maybe pick 5 really cool effects and give it a go. So yeah, I've got a good mix of stuff coming up. There's a few people asking what's coming up. So yeah, hang in there if you want more affordable pedals and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be showcasing more of those hopefully in the future, and starting pretty soon too. So I just uploaded my first. I'm trying some new videos this year too, so there's going to be some slightly different formats and styles and all that kind of thing. Do I know a retailer that sells the King Fuzz, or is it only available from the supplier? Is that the Caline one? Is that what that is? You could probably go to somewhere like eBay or Amazon, would be my best guess, depending on where you're buying them from. Because, like, at least with Amazon in Australia, if you can find it on there, you can order it pretty much. It's pretty good for that kind of stuff. Craig, they're not, man. You just basically got to buy them from the supplier. Yeah, I don't think they do the whole. I think they cut their costs by 20% or something by just selling them direct. So I think that's pretty much what they're doing. There's a few exceptions. I know certain shops in the United States, possibly in Europe, also have them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you just buy directly from them now. I don't know anywhere. I haven't seen them in any shop here or advertised anywhere, which generally means they're probably not. I could be wrong, by the way, but last time I heard they were just going direct. John says, I took my pedalboard apart to do a big reset, and all my pedals have been in a bag for who knows how many years. Yeah, wow. come on, mate, put them back together. It's fun to use pedals still. I still get a kick out of testing them and hoping that, you know, the next one has the magic ingredient that I've been looking for. But hey, I always come back to the same stuff. You know, it's funny. Today I played this Marshall in a box pedal. It was friggin' awesome. It was like a $30 pedal too. So stay tuned for that. But I was like, man, I love that sound. But then it's fun, but I always end up just coming back to what I'm familiar with for my own personal board. And I don't know about you guys, but I always feel like sometimes having two overdrives is better than having a distortion in the signal chain. Like, I'd rather stack stuff together, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Hey, thank you, John. Oh yeah, I forget about the thumbs up thing. Thanks. We've got 53 people watching on this impromptu live stream. It's the only thing I could think to call it. It's like, I might go live tonight. I'm a little bit wrecked at the moment. I'm getting back into the gym and trying to, you know, get used to that. It gets harder obviously the older you get. I'm not super old yet, but yeah, probably don't have the recovery I used to have. All right, I need an inexpensive reverb, so I got the Caline Snakebite. Very cool. Caline make great stuff. They still do. Caline, Joyo, you know, all the sort of stuff I used to showcase back in the day, they're still fine. Like, that's the last run of the Caline stuff I really enjoyed. That was probably over a year ago now. I don't remember how long ago that was. But it was before I moved here, so it could be almost 2 years old, that video. But yeah, man, they make good stuff. Good price and all that. Not a problem. Hey, Heidi, how are you? Thanks for joining in. Good to see you as well. Thanks for stopping in on the live stream. It's been quite a while since we did one. I was just trying to work out how long it's been. It's been at least 3 months. Oh, cool, man. The OD820. Yeah, I was just talking about that today. I've still got mine. I still got one of those. It's a really great sounding overdrive. And it's got a clean boost secret in there as well, if you're probably already familiar with that. But if you turn the gain all the way down, it turns into a clean boost. It's awesome. Pepsi is way better than Coke. I agree. There we go. Not sponsored. All right, just got the Fractal VP4 into checkout. Have you tried one? I haven't. No. Yeah, I don't mind some of this stuff now. Like, I'm starting to appreciate more of the sort of like all-in-one solutions to some extent. Obviously, I wouldn't use that kind of stuff live for where I play, but in the studio, man, if you like, the Kemper for me is the go-to. I think it's like the best thing I've bought in years. It's funny, like, maybe I didn't fully understand it when I first had it. I knew its premise, but I didn't really get to know it that well. And some of the profiles, some of them sounded good, some didn't. Now I've got like the best recorded guitar tone I've ever had. It's like super versatile. Check out that Game Changer audio pedal video I recently did. It was the only amp I had with the stereo effects loop, and the tone, it's like Gilmore tones at the start of that video. Like, it's unbelievable. It's so good. So I'm sure whatever, if that's the one that you like, then you're going to get great tones out of it. It's getting easier and easier. As a highly ranked representative of the tight ass segment of your audience, I heartily endorse your inexpensive pedal reviews. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think also, like, people are tuning out to like just all this high-end stuff. It's really easy to get into a trap of wanting to do more expensive or better quality stuff as you go with doing reviews of anything. And it's kind of easy to forget that, like, people are there's a big audience for that stuff. And it's what I started with all as well, like, you know, testing and buying a lot of the Joyo pedals and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I get it. It's just you kind of forget, like, you get it, like a couple of companies, or especially the Greek companies, they kind of like changed my perspective on pedals. I was like, these guys are making great stuff. But, you know, obviously there's a huge audience still for the less expensive stuff, and I kind of let it go because it feels like, one, it's a lot of work And I'd done so many of them. I probably have done like 200 inexpensive pedal review videos. It would have to be close to 200. So I just said that's enough for a while, and I kind of just ended up, that was what it was. But I still do the Sonicake stuff and a few other like less expensive pedals, but I don't review everything anymore. I'm really choosy. But I got to test some stuff that was like between $10 and like $40 Australian. I was like, man, this sounds killer. So stay tuned for that video. I'm going to do a live premiere when that video comes up. It will most likely be a week from now or something like that. So yeah, I'll schedule it up ahead of time. Hey, how are you, man? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. I love that little green guitar. Super cool. George says, blues never dies. Hopefully that's how you pronounce your name, man. I'm sorry if it isn't. Andrew says, Caline stuff's not too bad. Absolutely. Yeah, I think like the Royal Flush, it's one of those pedals. Once you use it, like if you play live especially and you use it, I think you'll love it, because you dial in the left side with a higher gain tone first, and think of it like the left side, you kind of like your lead tone, and then it cleans up so good. You just use your volume control, but set up the left-hand side with the gain. Just put everything to about 2 o'clock, except for the tone control. Have the tone control about midday. And then, depending on your amp, of course, but then set the other side to stack favorably into it, and you'll love it. It gives you the same sound, but better. It's really sweet. I like that. I mean, everyone likes different stuff. Some people like if you're looking for a dumble tone, it's not going to do that, right? But if you like very usable, sort of mid-focused tone, it's killer. It's also got enough treble that it never sort of, like, one of the compliments I always get on my playing, well, people go, man, you got a lot of drive, but I can hear every note. It's nice and clear. I'm like, that's the beauty of that pedal. It doesn't take away stuff from your top end. You can hit it with a Klon and you still got your top end there. It's great. What's my oldest pedal? Mine's a Boss graphic from the early 90s, battered to heck. I bought and sold so much stuff. Like, oh, man, my oldest pedal. It could be my wah, the GCB 95F. I've had that for a long time. I know, I've got my Delta Lab TO1 from San Francisco that I bought 2008, 9, somewhere around there. I don't really remember which year that was. But yeah, I've had that. I've still got that. But I had many before that I ended up moving on and then rebuying because I'm an idiot. Could be my tuner too. That original TU2, that's the 3. The TU2 tuner was the one that I might have had the longest. I'll have to look that up. Boss graphic. I don't know what that one is. But yeah, Boss pedals there. They've been around forever. Oh, the Bigfoot engineer. Sorry, man. Yeah, okay. There's one that I'm thinking of that's got like a... Hang on, let me look this up. Bigfoot engineering King Fuzz. Okay, so these guys, they're like independent builders. It'd be like if I built a pedal. There's probably nowhere else to buy it, right? So they buy it from the source. A lot of pedal companies work that way, so... Yeah, I don't think those guys are like big enough to be making like hundreds of them. I think it's literally a one-man show. Potentially 2 people working there, but yeah, just have a chat to them and see if they can hook you up with a good deal on shipping or whatever. Because yeah, they make some cool stuff. Anyway, sorry, mate. There's another fuzz pedal from Caline that I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm just getting my wires crossed there, but yeah, sorry about that. I've just found the website. I use my pedals here and there, but not gigging. I don't need a rig permanently ready to go. No, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. I always find like anytime I'm in the studio too, I'm just using my pedal board for the videos that require it. But I actually want to set up some of those Kernan pedals on a board because they kind of cover everything. And whenever they release the delay pedal, I think that's going to be the one that will be my last delay. Like, that'll be super cool. If they manage to bring a delay out with like, you know, like all the classic analog, tape, and digital delays in one, much like the Overdrive, you know, how you can turn the mood control or whatever, that would be super cool. So I might change my studio board to something like that where I can, you know, literally dial in anything, but I'm still using, yeah. If you don't need, yeah, anyway, I'm off track now, but yeah, good stuff. All right. A show about old Peavey amps would be great, especially the 78 Classic 2x12 and Clean Machine Vegas 400. You know what? I actually don't know that one. That's interesting. Today I actually looked up their Peavey. I can't remember the name of the pedal, but it's basically like a Peavey teal stripe Bandit pedal. I saw it. Chris from Toman was doing a video at NAMM on it, and I thought that might be kind of fun. But yeah, I was thinking about, actually, that's off topic, but I was putting together a video about some of the Bandits. A little while ago, I collated all this information and never did anything with it. So I'm going to try and get that done coming up too. So stay tuned for that. I am working on a little bit of a video about some of Peavey's amplifiers. It's something a little bit different anyway, so stay tuned. But I'll have to check out the Clean Machine Vegas 400. I don't know that. No, I haven't. I've picked one up. Well, I've picked up a right-handed one. Being a lefty, I'm unfortunately unable to play it. I do know that the Southpaw guitars should have one. They can get access to those, or they get them built for their store, but that's the only place that sells them. I'd like to actually try a lefty. I think that might be kind of fun. My white Strat that I've got is kind of like a Clapton Strat in terms of the neck profile. It's got like a soft V, and now I've got the lace sensor golds in there. It's kind of similar to the white Strat that Clapton played a lot. That was kind of the influence for me to change the pickups. But yeah, I'd love to try one of those. I've never been a huge fan of those like boost circuit things in those guitars, but a few friends of mine have got or have had those, and they all kind of always say, "Oh, I should have kept that one. It was a great guitar." Hey, we've got Chopper here. Welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. Luke says, "Oh no, late again." That's all right. It's late here too, mate. I'm not making much sense, but we're trying, and I'll just keep the caffeine rolling. So welcome in. Oh, the previous stream. Okay, December 27. Cool. I couldn't remember when it was. It was either, yeah, that makes sense. I do remember doing one, actually, the last one for December. Just now that I remember. So, yeah, thanks for the reminder. Just picked up Jerry Donahue's signature Tele. Oh, very nice, man. Have you played that 5-way switch design on a Tele before? I haven't personally, no. I actually don't know that guitar. I'm going to have a look up what it is here. Donahue Telecaster. Is it a 3 pickup job or just a 2? Let's have a look. So it's made in Japan, is it? Cool. I know I can't share this with you just yet, but I'll get that sorted out for the next live stream. I'll have hope maybe my other camera back if this isn't going to work. Okay, so it's probably, it looks like it's got noiseless pickups in there. Is that right? Anyway, there's one at the Found Sound where I picked up my Peavey Classic 50. They got one there. Looks good. Looks like good old, I like the binding if it's the same one as this. So yeah, super cool. Awesome. So yeah, I don't think I've played a 5-way toggle switch one before on a Tele. So let us know what it does. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, this Tech 21, but they were the inventors of the SansAmp tech, and that stuff's great. I used to play with one of their amps. I used to gig with the Tech 21 Trademark 60. It was a 212 amp. awesome stuff. And yeah, obviously for recording, all those analog amp sims that everybody released were all basically copies of Tech 21 stuff. The Blonde, they had like a British one and all that kind of stuff. That's super cool. I mean, back when the SansAmp thing was when it started, a lot of engineers, like pro engineers, were running bass guitars out of those into their desk. So yeah, it's great. That blinking light in the background, I keep thinking something's going to spring out of the wardrobe. It's a blinking light? Oh, that's weird. I don't know where it is. Sorry, I don't see it on my screen here. Let me have a look. Let me scroll forward. Maybe it's a glitch with the webcam or something. I'm not too sure. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I can't see it. So if it's glitching, I won't use this again. I don't want it to be like completely terrible. The Caline Killer Shark was one of the best pedals I've heard on the channel. Yeah, thanks, man. It goes to show you, like, the price of the pedal doesn't necessarily dictate the tone. Like, that's a pedal I could replace my Pony Boy or Klon style pedal with on my board and get a great tone out of it. So, yeah. And the funny thing was, for those who have just joined, I've just shot maybe like the world's most inexpensive pedal board setup. Like, it's super cheap. It sounded great. So yeah, you can definitely get some great tones out of all kinds of stuff. It comes down to, I guess, the long-term reliability. And you know, it's this funny thing that happens with producing videos. I see all the comments, and you know, if you showcase something that's expensive, a huge portion of the audience complains it's too expensive, it's not worth X amount of money. Why don't you review some cheap stuff? So you review the cheap stuff and everyone goes, this stuff's crap, or the working conditions are bad. Why don't you review something else? It's like, well, what else is there? Unless it's like a massive company like Roland who can afford to build thousands of pedals in that sort of, you know, whatever you want to call it. They're like a massive corporation that can afford to sort of find the middle ground. A lot of these other brands are either doing it themselves or yeah, they're built to a price. And yeah, it's funny to see like everybody's different reactions. So I'm going to try and keep more people happy this year and just try to release more sort of like stuff all across the board. Yeah, that Caline stuff, by the way, was cool. So I agree. Okay, cool. I don't know that one. I'll have to look that up. Relic Boss DS1 Distortion. Oh, there goes the chat. Hang on. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. How come we can't lock that? Man, the DS1s, man, they've been around for a long time. I think the first Overdrive I ever bought was first effects pedal other than this multi-effects pedal that I totally regret buying was a Tone-Lok series Ibanez tube screamer. And it had just come out, and it was this like grey version of a tube screamer. It had like a high gain switch on there as well, and you could push all the three controls into the body of the pedal, so you wouldn't accidentally like knock your favorite settings. I thought that was so cool. No one's doing that anymore. The Tone-Lok series, that's what they were called, I'm pretty sure. All right, Metal Zone, very nice, 1991. Man, the old Metal Zones. There's one setting on those pedals that makes it sound like a tube screamer, and everything else is just crazy. It's awesome. G7, cool. T2 as well. Parents bought it for me and sat in the drawer for 8 years before I finally started on electric. Awesome stuff. Yeah, those things are bulletproof. So on my other board, I've got the TU2. On this new one, I've got the TU3. I wanted to have a second small board put together, so that's on my other one. And yeah, I've still got it. Again, the Boss stuff's bulletproof. Big Red Fuzz Face is my oldest pedal. Very nice, mate. Awesome. Yeah, no mention of distributors on Bigfoot Engineering's website. Yeah, I thought that would be the case. Yeah, I think it's a one-man show. That's how a lot of these boutique companies work. You just got to order through them, and yeah. The good thing is though, being that that's the case, they'll probably try to work with you if they can on shipping or whatever. So yeah, you're buying, like, a lot of people have never tried making pedals before. I don't think they understand the time and complexity of it and all the things that can go wrong. You know, if you're a pro at it, obviously you know what you're doing. But I built a few, and it was way harder for something simple than I thought it was. And when one thing goes wrong, it's a nightmare to troubleshoot. Again, unless you're a seasoned professional at it, and the time that goes into all that stuff is a lot more than I think people realize. So yeah, he probably just builds one at a time, you know, does the process, and yeah, sends them all out from there. Price rises kind of put paid to my pedal building for a while. I'm not sure what that means, but sorry, maybe I'm not reading it properly. Have I demoed the Boss SE DGT model? I don't think I have, mate. I don't think they've got the PRS SE DGT. I don't think they make left-handed ones, maybe. Let's have a look. Do they have it? Is the question. I don't think so. I don't think there's lefty. I did the... what was that? The last ones that I did. Did the Silver Sky. I can't remember what the other one was called. Zach Myers. Yeah, that Zach Myers guitar was probably the best one of theirs I've played or seen. It was really good. It was better than mine. I was kind of like, they've done something pretty special for a less expensive guitar with that one. But yeah, look, if I get a chance to try a lefty at some point, if they make them, or if they already do make them and I just haven't seen them, I'll hassle the guys at the shop, see if I can borrow one. All right. Nice. There's a geezer in New South Wales. You can get all the pedals for the old Peaveys. I'll post these details when I get. Oh, that's cool, man. All right, thank you. All right, Isaac, welcome, mate. Thank you for joining in. I think Shane's white Strat needs a black pickguard. No way. No. Not a chance. I love the white Strat look. It looks great. The black pickguard, though, does look really good. I gotta say that Player 2 looked really good. It looked really good. But I'm not messing with my Strat anymore. I'm happy with it. Hey, Profile Productions. Welcome, mate. Thank you for joining in. What do I think of the Light Sensor Golds? I have them in an EC Artist Series Signature Strat 1988. I think they're great. They're staying in. You know, I ended up buying a set of Jeff Beck noiseless pickups because sometimes you go through this weird thing where you go, I'm going to buy something I had like 15 years ago because I want to try it again. And I missed the feel of the light sensors. The Jeff Beck pickups were better in terms of like how noiseless they were, but the golds are fantastic. They're so good. I got a bit of a secret for you too. So I got a second pick guard I want to put in a guitar at some point. Actually, I'll go get it. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, sorry, Heidi. We've got a super chat. I'll grab that in a sec. Just let me take this. A big thank you, Shane. Content is always interesting and incredibly useful. I appreciate the effort and passion you put into videos. Keep up the amazing work. Hey, thank you. Wow, that's amazing. 35 euros. I think you just paid my rent for the next month. That's crazy. That translates out to about 10 times more than what it's worth here. No, thank you. I do appreciate it. Thanks for all your support over the years, and I don't know what to say. That's generous. Thank you. If you have any, if I can help you with anything, just let us know. I'm happy to answer some questions here. But thank you. I'll go show you what that pickguard is, and then we'll come back and I'll take this question above it. So one sec. So after I posted I paid and purchased my lace sensor golds. I got them online and I had them sent out. I bought them off Amazon, and about 3 weeks after posting my review video, the guy from the owner of Lace Sensors sent me an Instagram message. And he said, I want to build you something. Are you interested? I said, all right. I'm happy to check it out. And he built me this. So this showed up, and I don't have anywhere to put it in right now, but it's essentially a modern Strat pickguard with 3 lace sensor pickups, and it's absolutely beautiful in terms of like its wiring and stuff. Like, look at this. So it's like 1,000,000 times better than mine. I'm a butcher when it comes to doing this stuff, but it looks super cool. So these are like for a Texas kind of blues sound. So yeah, at some point I want to put this into like a modern Strat. It won't fit in mine because of the screw hole placement's different, and I don't want to drill more holes or route anything out. I won't have to route anything out, but yeah, it's kind of like yeah, this will be something that goes into something at some point soon. And I was thinking about maybe potentially even trying to fit this into one of those Silver Sky guitars at some point, just to put it to use, because it's beautiful. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyway, that was completely unexpected. I thanked him. I said, mate, it looks absolutely beautiful, but just the pick guard's slightly different, so it doesn't quite fit. Well, it fits, but it will need additional holes, which I'm not going to do. But hey, Heidi, thank you again. I just saw your message again, so thank you. Isaac says, genuine question. I'm new to electric guitar, can't choose amps to start, but I'm into blues. I'd love a recommendation around the Mustang GTX 100 budget. Look, realistically, the problem with some digital amps, you'll end up spending too much time fiddling around with it. If you got that kind of budget, even the Katana 50s are worth having a look at. A lot of people think I don't like them. I think they're overhyped to some extent, but they're probably the best beginner guitar where you don't have to worry about software and all that. You can get into all of that as well, but you can kind of just plug into them and get a great sound. The other one I'd recommend is this Nuex Mighty 60 Mark II, or the 40 or 20. They're all good. I just posted a video of the smaller ones of these, and these are essentially like an alternative to a Katana, essentially. So they're, I think, less expensive. They sound great, and they've got more of a straight up sort of analog feel in terms of their, in terms of their sort of what they got going on here. So yeah, good quality speakers, all that kind of stuff. Light enough I can actually lift it without hurting my back, and they sound great. So yeah, I reckon give one of those a look as well. I wouldn't really recommend the Mustang GTX over that. Like, I think this is a much better amp. Okay. Oh, that blinking light here. Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, they're my that's the standby light on those. They're my reference screens for when I'm filming. You're looking at a different angle in the room today. Yeah. I ended up using this screen I was using prior to now was my old reference monitor. Anyway, it's I got crap everywhere at the moment. My old computer's down there. All right. Okay, all right, cool. Man, I don't see that, like a lot of people. I've seen that a lot. I think it's just like bald white guy with a beard kind of thing. But he's a good looking dude, so I'll take it. I still use the TU2. Awesome, accurate tuner. 100%. It's 100% right. When I did my video on the guitar tuning video, it's got like 4 million views or something. I used that tuner for that. So if you type in guitar tuner in the blues, it brings up a big E note. You just see a big thumbnail with an E on there. And that was the tuner I used for that video. Yeah, sometimes fuzz, I'm the same. Like, I actually really like fuzz tones when they're great, but I never use them myself. I use them in videos because I know people love fuzz, but I don't find myself finding a fuzz tone that works for what I do. Yeah, if you're trying to embrace your Hendrix thing, it's kind of fun every now and then or whatever, but octave fuzz can work, but yeah, I'm not big into it either. What's the flashing white light in the other room? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Everyone's talking about this monitor. I have to. I'm filming the other. I'm filming the old way next time. Hey, thank you, Mark. All the best, mate. Thank you for joining in. I'll see you on the next one. I'll hopefully be a little more alert and awake on the next live stream. Man, I spent all day finishing off some edits today, and I'm feeling it. All right. Oh, these two lights here. Yeah, that's a reflection off something. I think I got a light over here. It's reflecting on a picture frame. And we got Ben here. Welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. Ben and I got some videos planned coming up. The stuff still hasn't arrived, so hang in there, mate. We've definitely got some cool stuff. Ben will be back showcasing some righty gear, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, if you haven't seen Ben play on the channel, stay tuned. He's a monster. Hope you're doing well, mate. I'll keep you posted on what's going on when it shows up. Oh, here we go. So Luigi88 says bought a Zach Myers and it's the best PRS he's ever owned. Great sound. I agree. It's the best one I've played. Although I haven't played all of them, I actually still prefer it over mine. And mine was a much better guitar than some of the more recent ones that I tried. So yeah, I agree. They're fantastic. Nice, mate. Yeah, let's do that. Send it back with the new pick guard for you. All right, thank you. LJ, I appreciate you hanging out, mate. Probably just go for another few minutes here tonight. It's getting late, and the more I start umming and ahhing and needing caffeine, the more I should probably just go to bed. But I thought I'd fire it up because it's been forever. So, yeah, webcam and all tonight. I'll get back to the usual setup coming up if this isn't too painful to sit through. It's kind of like, I think I was overthinking the live streams a little bit too much. I was like, I'm going to set the camera up, get the light right, and you're sitting there with all these lights in your face. I'm like, I'm done with that. Just make it nice and easy. Man, that is exactly right. That's it. It's a not that long of a drive. It's like a 30-minute drive each way. It's crazy. Hey, Rick, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I hope you're well. I stressed about the timeline, freed up till March, got myself a cheeky little tour of China booked. Oh, man, that is so cool. Well done. So you're an actual professional now, mate. You have been for a while, but yeah, that's cool. Well done. That's great. Yeah, you're a monster player, man. I'm glad you're doing cool stuff. That's cool. All right. Hopefully I haven't missed any questions here, folks. If I have, just add in the blues me. We'll take a few more and then I'll hit the hay. And yeah, stay tuned because I got a whole lot of cool stuff coming up. Got about 4 or 5 videos scheduled already ahead of time. First time in a while. I got a Vox amp coming up. The sort of like a revisit on one. I've got a guitar comparison. Got some super cheap effects pedal videos and a whole lot of shorts. Those little vertical videos. Just gonna keep releasing. Oh, excuse me. This is why I shouldn't drink cola during this live stream. It's good content, right? Some dude burping into the microphone for 20 minutes. Oh, well, that's how it is. I guess there's no edits when you go live. Oh, man, I get asked this a lot. Hey, and welcome, Dylan. If I checked out Squier guitars, I bought one a few months ago. I was quite impressed with the quality. You know, the funny thing is, like, I haven't seen them anywhere here. let me know where you saw them, because yeah, I haven't seen them in any guitar shop. Admittedly, I haven't been in as many over the last few months as I would normally have been in, but I just don't see them anywhere. I never see them advertised. I searched for them a while ago, and I think only like one guitar shop had them. So yeah, I don't know. If you found them somewhere in Melbourne, let us know, because I might go down and take a look. Might just be worth picking one up at some point and seeing what the hype's all about. I get that question a lot. I actually even get emailed about it. Oh, how come you don't review these guitars? I'm like, I don't find them anywhere. So that's super cool, man. You're an actual professional, mate. That's it. No, you're already doing it. I think this is the thing, like, anyone who gigs competently is a professional. And you're like you can read music, man. Like, how many guitar players do you know that can read music? I know one. You. Yeah, there's not many guitarists that can actually sight read and play, man. So that's a whole other skill. That's some crazy stuff. I have enough trouble following when the chords are written like, with a big D and a big A. Oh. Hey, David. How are you, man? What do I edit my video in? I use Final Cut. I've been using Final Cut now for probably since 2018. I moved over to it. It's been the best tool for productivity for me, bar none, was moving over to that and a Mac. I was on PC beforehand with I tried a few different editors, but the last one I used was Sony Vegas Pro. And it was so unreliable, and it took so long to render videos. And like, the Mac stuff was just unbelievable for that. Like, I found an older generation Mac Studio recently, and I upgraded my 2020 iMac to this. And this thing's unbelievable. Like, it's so easy to run my editing software on. Like, it's just, everything works. It doesn't crash much, and auto saves, and it's just a whole other world. I've used DaVinci before, by the way. It just wasn't as, I like the magnetic time. It's probably changed a bit since the last few years, but Final Cut has this magnetic timeline. So if you make a big cut, it all moves back. You don't have to keep moving things around. And it also removes kind of like zero frames, or where there might be like a black, if you do a cut and there's a frame in there you're not too sort of like aware of, it can be a problem. But on this, it just works really well, and I can edit 10 layers of video without any problems. It's been great. So yeah, Final Cut. I know some people say, oh, you shouldn't use this, you shouldn't use that. They're all the same at the end of the day. If you know what you're doing, they can all give you pro results. Premiere is an Adobe product, which is why I don't use it. Especially, it's just like subscription service, and I've got 4 Macs, 3 in use, and I buy my software once, and it's mine until I'm not using the computers anymore. So it's great. Just keeps, you buy a license and you're done. It's well worth it. Anyway, that's what I use. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Grant, how are you, man? Welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see your bass channel going, man. So, guys, go subscribe to Grant if you're into bass guitar. He's also got much like myself, got a tech channel. Oh, well, he's more of a straight up photography channel, but yeah, that's super cool. Oh, thanks for joining in, man. We're on the tail end of this now. We've been going for just over an hour. Acoustics. Yeah, I think that's the one place I did see that. But I think that's, where are they? Port Melbourne or something like that? Yeah, I might see who distributes them and see if I can maybe borrow one from them. It might already be somebody that I have a connection with or two in some regard. I haven't done enough sort of like proactive, like searching out stuff. I don't really do much of that anymore. I get enough email offers now, and when I'm not doing that, I just borrow stuff from the shop. But those guys don't have those guitars. I might have to see if there's any way they can get them in. Well, I don't know. I'll work it out. So yeah, this will be the year I hopefully get to give them a shot. Hey, thank you, John. Appreciate that, mate. Hit the thumbs up button. It helps the stream, helps the channel. If you can comment, even better. Hey, yeah, thanks, man. That's awesome. Yeah, all that stuff really helps. You know, it's funny. Like and like no one uses the thumbs up much anymore. Maybe on the live streams, is a bit different, but you can get like 4,000 views, 400 comments, and 150 thumbs up. It's like, how does that work? Which guitar am I using the most at the moment? So the one I've been playing the most just here in the studio lately is my Strat again, the white Strat that I've got with the lace sensor gold pickups. But my favorite guitars are my Kiesels, and it's not even close. I'm trying to mix it up a bit more on the channel. I've been using the Vola a lot in the last few videos, I think, on the channel. That's a really versatile guitar. You got your humbuckers and split coils and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of does it all. But the Kiesel guitars are by far my favorite. Those ones have been great. I've also been using my PRS SE Custom 24 a bit more on a few of the videos as well. So you're going to see a mix of kind of different guitars coming up. The guitars I want to play in every video, though, are the Kiesels. They're great. I think I broke out the Harley Benton for one of the parts on something recently as well. But yeah, the Kiesels are still my favorite. But the Italian Strat have also been really fun to play. They're just great. I haven't been using the 52 reissue one as much. I've been using the American original, which is the single coil Tele. They both look the same, but one's got actual single coils in it. So yeah, they've been sitting out. I just put them away before actually, but they've been sitting out. And yeah, I've just been using those. Yeah, thank you, Chopper. Yeah, I think that is the same shop as the Acoustic Center. I think both these shops are the same place. Well, they're next door to each other or something like that from memory. Cool. Sire Les Paul in local cashies for $800. Oh, $800 used, huh? Seems like a bit for a... Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to get my hands on them to see if that's a good price or not for a secondhand guitar. I mean, if they're worth like, what, how much are they new normally? What about 1,500, 16 or something like that? Hey, Alex, how are you, man? It's been ages. Hope you're doing well. We were just talking about gigging and all that earlier, so I hope you're doing well, mate. That's awesome. Oh, I got a mate who makes Dr. Johnson amps, New South Wales, sweet Princeton, hand-wired stuff. Oh, mate, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd be up for that. That sounds great. Kind of like testing out Princeton-style amps. They're the perfect kind of studio amp, small gig amp, all that kind of stuff. I hope you're doing well, man. It's been... Oh, sorry. I thought that was from Alex as well. But Alex, hope you're doing well, mate, and hopefully we get to play. And Andrew, thank you, mate. I thought I was reading a continuation from the last message. That's how tired I'm getting. So we might wrap this up with a final thank you, and thanks for joining in. If you want to send me any details, Andrew, just shoot it through to intheblues@outlook.com. My email is this, so I'll put it on screen. And yeah, where is it? Here we go. Boom. There we go. Yeah, happy to help with a video. If they cover shipping and all that kind of stuff, totally cool. I'll get a review video done. I'll put it in the queue. All right, guys, thank you for joining in. Sorry I'm a bit dopey today, but it's been a long day and it's been a good day. I'm sort of finally ahead of the queue again. So you're going to start seeing a good mix of stuff coming up. Obviously, I've been posting more the last few weeks, and it shall continue forward, which is cool. So, what's the best solid state amp? Peavey Bandit, 100%. It's my favorite. Yeah, a lot of people will say Quilter because I haven't played a Peavey Bandit. All right, guys, take care. Thank you again for hanging out. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, and I'll hopefully have my camera set up back up soon. But if this works, we'll just stick with this. All right, take care, guys. Catch you soon.